Next story in the book is called Eating Out. It is the, let's see, it is the 21st story in the book, and it's on page 51. And it's a story about a little girl in New York in the 30s. And that little girl was me. Okay. Eating Out. This is the painting I did for the story, Eating Out. I learned to love all kinds of food, both ethnic Jewish foods that I grew up with, as well as the foods that other people ate. My mother followed Jewish dietary laws for a kosher kitchen, but my parents were not religious and our home was not kosher. My father would demonstrate his adventurous spirit by taking me, his little girl, out to Sheepshead Bay to eat at Lindy's, a famous seafood restaurant. Lindy served strange things like raw oysters and clams at a sidewalk raw seafood bar. My dad would say, "Don't be afraid, try it. I know you'll like it when you get used to it." When I first tried oysters, I found I loved the slippery, salty, strange textured food that my mother wouldn't eat. Customers stood around and at the bar, but they didn't talk to one another. They just concentrated on eating. My father would add horseradish and Tabasco sauce to the cocktail sauce served with the raw clams or oysters. He would douse his food with these adult condiments. I couldn't understand how anyone could eat such bitter and hot things that hurt your mouth. It had to be because my dad was so strong and brave. My mother only made a face when Daddy and I went to Lindy's. We never went inside that fancy restaurant, and to this day, I still wonder what it was like inside. When I was in school, my mother always said, "You need to come home for lunch. I don't want you to take a cold sandwich. Phooey. I will have a nice, healthy, hot lunch for you." I came home every day, running the 11 blocks between home and school so I could get there in time before the bell rang. On rainy days, when it snowed, my mother made an exception. On rainy days, my mother would give me money to eat in the luncheonette near school. I always felt so adventurous when I went there and ordered a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich on toasted white bread. You wouldn't find either bacon or white bread in my mother's kitchen. The luncheonette was always warm and steamy and smelled of people in wet clothes and galoshes. I loved rain and snow. I would perch on a stool at the counter and order my food. "What would you like, honey?" the waitress asked. "Can I have bacon, lettuce, and tomato on white toast?" I said. Later I learned I was ordering a BLT. When the food came, I would eat slowly and savor every bite. I would still have enough time to get back to school before the bell rang without running. I always hoped it would rain again the next day. Yum.